Hey guys, it's Neat1 up here, and welcome to my second movie review. Now, the newcomers on my channel are probably like, wait, what? Second movie review? What's your first movie review? That would be up here if you haven't seen it yet. Actually, I'd highly recommend you watch this video if you haven't already, because this video will be a review to the sequel of the movie that was reviewed in my first review. And for those who remembered that review from 5 months ago, you would remember that battle morale, to me, was an abomination, no holding back. Today, we are finally gonna get to reviewing Pirates Camera Action, the sequel to Battle Morale. I watched the movie, and it's definitely an improvement from Battle Morale. So with that, let's start the review. If you check out Invisible Ring's YouTube channel, you'll notice that there are two videos both showing the same movie. One of the two videos has audio commentary, while the other just has music as its audio. Again, if you remember my last review, you will remember that I thought that the movie was really boring because of how much on-screen dialogue needed to be read. So of these two videos, which one would I recommend watching? A monotonous, boring flick, or a somewhat uplifting audio podcast in the form of a video? The answer's clear. So now's time for me to summarize the movie. We see Ring from the end of the last movie on the beach island, and all of a sudden she doesn't feel as victorious as she was in the prior movie when she realized that she didn't get a medallion for all of her efforts. I mean, considering the notion that you had to travel to different islands to either find clues or yap off, and that no one really gave you that task or asked you to perform that task in the prior movie, well, it's not really all that surprising that no one gave you a medallion. Also, even if you were supposed to earn a medallion from this, who would give it to you? Do you give one to yourself? Once again, no one gave you this task to complete. Moving on. Invisible Ring and her sister, Blue Ice, are both trying to watch a pirate movie and get interrupted by a news broadcast talking about Ring's strange disappearance. She and her sister are about to play pirates when Ring stumbles upon a treasure map to the Golden City that she caught back in Battle Morale. A minor detail that I missed in my review of Battle Morale, so sorry for missing that. In that review, I was trying to keep the summary brief because of the sheer length of the movie. Ring all of a sudden wants to go on a pirate adventure to her sister's alarm. After Blue Ice points out that they don't have a pirate ship, Ring teleports to the Viking scene in Time Tangled Island to buy the Viking boat from the Vikings at an absurdly low price of 20,000 credits. Ring finds out that ever since Glopax destroyed Skullduggery Island, a bunch of pirates from Skullduggery are now invading the other islands in Poptropica and are causing trouble for people. Looks like this pirate's looking for the Golden City too. Also, I like how Ring makes a reference to the Bible when one of the Vikings mistakes the Golden City referred to in this movie for the New Jerusalem in the Book of Revelation. The Viking even goes on to say that the Golden City in Poptropica cannot be as good as the Kingdom of Heaven, which I would agree with. But anyways, this jerk pirate accuses the Vikings of stealing 20,000 credits from him and forces them to give those credits back to him, and then he leaves before Ring can do anything about it. After the Vikings tell Ring that it was best for her to stay out of the way as she could have easily gotten cooked, she goes back home and takes her anger out on a punching bag. What a civil, appropriate way to let your anger out. After Ring realizes she forgot her backpack in the Viking Island, she teleports both her and her sister to the Viking Island. And the mirror manages to separate the two, with Blue Ice ending up inside of the cave and Ring ending up outside of the cave. I mean, on the bright side, they can cover more ground to find her backpack. She finds her backpack, and the parrot that accompanied the jerk pirate comes back to Ring and gives back the 20k credits that the pirate stole. He also reveals the name of the jerk pirate to be Cadaver. Captain Cadaver. The parrot says that the real person who stole the 20k is another jerk pirate named Crow's Nest Crimson. The parrot tells Ring that she needs to find the first clue to finding the Golden City, and then he gives Ring a message in a bottle, which says, "Jesus loves you." Okay. I'm not really against her putting that in, as I am a Christian too, but this doesn't really help advance the plot. And then the parrot tells Ring that the clue is on gold, and then Blue Ice exits the cave with the golden vase from inside the cave. Now that they have the golden vase, they're a lot closer to finding the Golden City than Cadaver is. After throwing a party in her clubhouse with her sister, she falls asleep ill. Then she wakes up and goes out on her own to find the Golden City despite her still being sick. A storm happens, and after her trying her hardest to keep her boat in one piece throughout the storm, she falls asleep and has a dream featuring a bunch of different places, settings, and people she was with in the previous movie. She wakes up once, the boat is upside down. She wakes up again, The boat is shipwrecked. She swims away from the island with the shipwreck to the main portion of Time Tangled, where she distracts herself with sand castles. She also finds a coin worth 1,000 credits. Then she has a face-off with another jerk pirate that threatens her to give the coin to her. After going back and forth a bit, she finds out that this jerk pirate's name is Crow's Nest Crimson. Apparently she's been tracking Ring down this whole time because she wanted to use Ring to reveal to her the second clue to the Golden City, which is the 1K coin. Ring then reaches for the 1K coin to give it to this pirate, but she was actually reaching for a magic mirror to teleport out of that place. Captain Crimson obviously gets angered by this, and she makes a solemn promise to herself that she will make Ring find the Golden City and she'll claim it to herself after she kills Invisible Ring. And the movie ends. This movie ends on a cliffhanger? Okay. This movie is a lot better than Battle Morale. In terms of its production, music, story, it's better in a lot of ways. However, one thing I don't really like about this movie is how much Ring gets off topic or distracted, or something happens that doesn't influence or advance the plot in any way besides, I guess, making Ring happier? I feel like these things are what extend the runtime of this movie. Ring, your movie does not need to be over an hour long in order for you to call it a movie. Now, I understand that there are a few times in movies where something happens that holds the plot up, and that's usually to get a laugh out of people, and scenes like that usually don't go over a minute in length. But for her, she can take multiple minutes to either let off some hot air on a punching bag, or build sand castles, or throw a dance party, a bunch of stuff that doesn't help the story go anywhere besides improving Ring's mood. Now, a life lesson that I taught myself is, don't let your emotions control you, let your goals control you. This can apply to just about any movie with a real story. In this movie, she does the exact opposite of that, letting her emotions control her actions, like throwing a fit over Vikings telling her to stand down. I don't think it's that deep, Ring. I honestly felt like instead of punching her punching bag, she should have vented to her sister. Her sister was gonna play an important role in the next scene anyway. But yeah, try to make sure that your characters stay on their road when it comes to driving towards their goals, especially if the character in question is the main character. Because literally every other character is always motivated towards something, whether that be finding the Golden City or finding another reason to hate Poptropica. At least they're consistent with what they do. But Ring most of the time is motivated, but sometimes she gets way off task. Well, maybe not literally every other character, because when Ring threw that one party, Blue Ice was all in for it. Once again, I feel like these parts were just made to extend the runtime of the movie. But besides that, another thing I don't really like about this movie is how long it is. It's not nearly as bad as Battle Morale, with that movie being an hour and 40 minutes, and with this one only being an hour and 20. But that's still a really long time for me and for a lot of people. But a lot of parts in this movie are very important to watch or listen to in order to understand the movie. And the story is a lot better than that of Battle Morale. It has depth to the story, there's development to the plot, and I think you can better relate to the feelings of the characters in this movie than you could the last one. Yes, I know I'm comparing this one to the last a lot, but it honestly surprises me how much of an improvement this movie is over the last one. The text is also easier to read this time around thanks to her changing the colors of her text based on the backgrounds. She even adds outlines to the text sometimes. However, there are still those annoying long portions of dialogue that I was complaining about in the last movie, but here I can understand if she needs those long portions of dialogues to advance the plot and explain what's to come. Almost all good movies I know have long portions of dialogue too. Also, the music in this movie's good too. It's tense when the moment's tense, it's lively when the moment's lively, it's calm when the moment's calm. Not gonna put any samples of the music, but I just thought I'd point out how much of an improvement the music selection was for this movie. In terms of dialogue and consistency, I feel like this movie could do better, but the ending of this movie low-key makes me want to stay subscribed for part 2 of Pirates Camera Action. So would I recommend this movie to people? I honestly don't think I would for these two reasons. The runtime and the plot inconsistency. Those two things alone can and will kill your overall fun in watching this. So I wouldn't really recommend this movie to just anyone besides someone who's either a fan of Invisible Ring or really likes Poptropica right now. But if you do plan on watching this movie for yourself, I'd highly recommend you watch the version with sound. You'll be able to play this video in the background like I was. So Ring, if you're watching this, this was a decent movie. Best criticism here is to just stay on task with the goals you're trying to achieve in these movies. And since you are the main character, that rule of being motivated towards the MacGuffin especially applies to you. So yeah, thanks for watching my second movie review. Sorry if the end was kind of sloppy in terms of writing. I honestly just want to get this out of the way due to burnout and stress. I'll make a video sometime soon talking a bit more about that. But yes, like, dislike, subscribe. Thanks for watching.